Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year, so wonderful that every cartoon tries to capitalize off of that hype at some point or another. How? By threatening the entire institution of Christmas, of course. In every TV special, Christmas is on the verge of ruin, but every time, the magic of the holidays wins out and Christmas gets saved. Or does it? Sure, in most of the specials, everything is a-okay by the end, but some of these stories can cause lasting damage, which makes them all the more fun for us to cover this holiday season. Hi, my name's Ivan with Channel Frederator, and we're here to check out the worst Christmas disasters, meaning the best to watch. So get your eggnog ready, cause we're counting down the top 5 times Christmas was ruined in cartoons. Let's get started. Number 5. Johnny Bravo's 'Twas the Night. Johnny Bravo's good-hearted and he loves his mother. He loves his mother so much that he'd beat up anyone who tried to do her harm. So when he mistakes Santa for a burglar and breaks his arm, it's easy to empathize. But somebody has to deliver those gifts. Cartoons have done the protagonist replaces Santa bit before, but a lot of these characters have things like superpowers or basic competence. The Powerpuff Girls take on the task at one point, but they're arguably more powerful than Santa already. They even fight a version of the devil and win on more than one occasion. Johnny doesn't have those luxuries, so he has to do this on grit, determination, and good looks. He does a commendable job, but we can see that he doesn't bat 1,000. He leaves his own mother's gift at the wrong house. His own mother. He gives it to the mayor, landing him in an adultery scandal with his wife. Even if that was somehow the only mistake he made over the course of the entire night, we know for sure that the mayor had his Christmas ruined. Also, yes, I realize that Johnny's mother still gets a gift in the end. It doesn't change the fact that Johnny is not up to the task of saving Christmas. Santa seems to agree, and issues a threat to Johnny. That's how bad he is. That Saint Nicholas is sending threats. Round 2 is next year. Also, I'd like to point out that Rudolph is off fighting Cobra Commandos led by the Grinch. That's not relevant to my point, but I just need to say that. Number 4. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. What? I think Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer is about the worst Christmas song ever. Feliz Navidad only has 19 words and it's still better. So what happens when you take an awful song and flesh it out into a full narrative? Well, you get the movie version of Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Yup, they turned a novelty Christmas song into a full-fledged movie. Let's try and dissect what's going on here. Jake's a young boy who loves Christmas almost as much as he loves his grandma, who's under pressure from a cousin to sell her toy and fruitcake store, which seems like a pretty seasonal store. But grandma refuses, so cousin Mel adds an ingredient to grandma's famous fruitcakes in order to crash the business. We learn later that the secret ingredient was reindeer nip. So as grandma walks home with a fruitcake in her hands, a passing Santa loses control of his reindeer team, who are now trying to get the nip, and knocks the poor woman over. The plot goes pretty off the rails. There's some amnesia, some kidnapping, some music, and Santa going to court. Wait, what? Yes, Cousin Mel finds an angle to take Santa to court, which might also make her money. Does Santa have money to lose in a lawsuit? Christmas looks like it's going to be ruined for the family after Grandma is missing for nearly a year post-sleigh collision, but they recover. Still, what about everyone else on Earth? How do you trust a Santa who can't keep control of his reindeer? They were willing to take him to court, so maybe they don't trust him? And what's Christmas without trusting Santa to do his job? Oh. Adulthood. Number 3. Static Shock, Frozen Over. Static Shock is the story of Virgil Hawkins, who lost his mother in a violent riot. He gained superpowers when he got caught in the middle of a gang war. I think it's safe to say that Static Shock was a show that liked to get real every now and again. I want to clarify something. This episode has a message that's important and valuable, but almost certainly ruins a certain view of Christmas. It's an Obi-Wan inclusion. What I'm telling you is true from a certain point of view. Our hero tries to manage his holiday schedule, attending parties, visiting friends and family, and making a public appearance as the hero, Static. But the city experiences mysterious snowstorms. It turns out to be the result of a girl with ice powers and not a lot of control. Don't assume that Static Shock had any influence on the creation of Frozen. This girl is homeless and alone, and the constant stress of seeing families together and happy doesn't sit very well with her. I think Elsa would feel differently. In this episode, Static gets help from a minister, who points out that her living condition, sans ice powers, is typical of what it means to be homeless, which affects millions of people around the country and globe. Saving her and the city means learning to treat her as an individual, and getting her to understand that there are people who can help her. Static does succeed in getting her to a shelter. After a job well done, he asks the minister if she'll be okay. He says he doesn't know. That's pretty uncompromising, but it's a powerful message. Christmas is a time for giving, but some people don't get to enjoy these wonderful times. In some ways, Static Shock has one of the best stories about saving Christmas. But saving Christmas means ruining the commercial version we typically get. No happily ever after here. Number 2, The Fairly OddParents, Christmas Every Day. I have an honorable mention for this one. The wish that every day is Christmas happens from time to time. Disney had Huey, Dewey, and Louie get stuck in a Groundhog Day time loop and live out the exact same Christmas over and over again, but it's only ruined for them. Everyone else enjoys the festivities as though nothing strange is going on. Timmy Turner's path of Christmas destruction is a bit wider. When he wishes that every day is Christmas, time still flows. Each day is a new Christmas with new gifts and everyone experiences it together, which means the whole world gets Christmas fatigue and no one experiences it more than Santa. Santa and his elves try to make new toys for all the children over and over again, but he can't keep up with the strain of it all. Timmy Turner burns Santa out and nearly ruins Christmas forever. Not only that, but he incurs the wrath of every other holiday icon. Not exactly the group you want to mess with. He makes it sort of right in the end, but not until everyone is sick of Christmas. And if you lived in this world, how long do you think it would take to recover from this kind of holiday crisis? Would everyone need a year off? 5 years? Plenty of characters ruin one Christmas, but it takes a special kind of problem to ruin multiple Christmases in the future. Thanks, Timmy. Thanks a lot. Number 1, Xmas throughout Futurama. A lot of ruined Christmases come from people doing stupid things, no matter how well-intentioned. In the year 3000, Christmas is a long-ruined tradition for the people of Earth and Planet Express. Xmas got its start when people created a perfect robot Santa, capable of judging all the people of the world as naughty or nice, and then dispensing presents to all the nice people. There were 2 minor problems, however. The first, the programming that let Santa distinguish naughty from nice was very harsh in its judgment, and it determined that no person was nice. The second, it decided that the proper punishment for being naughty was death. Whoops. So every Christmas Eve, people all over meet with their families. They come together and try and lift their spirits as they seal all the doors and do their best to defend against the onslaught of death coming for them. And people do succeed, only to live through the nightmare again and again every single year. The Planet Express team tries to ruin Xmas at one point, which would mean that it wasn't ruined anymore? Or does that make it ruined twice over? I don't know for sure, but at some point in the series, Christmas is ruined. Badly. Kinda makes you miss the Grinch. Once again, I'm Ivan, and thanks for watching the top 5 times Christmas was ruined in cartoons. Hopefully this didn't put you in too much of a Scroogey mood. Do you have any favorite Christmas specials, or times that Christmas was ruined for you? Be sure to let us know in the comments. We have new videos dropping every week, so be sure to let us know what animated shows or films you'd like to see us cover next. And be sure to subscribe to Channel Frederator, your cartoon central on the internet.